Hey, yo, what up, Bodega Podcast? You already know who it is. It's one half of the sexiest Puerto Rican studs on this planet, Ortiz, baby. And shout out to all the Bodega Podcast listeners. Ow.
This is Agatha Carter, and you're watching the Urban Wrestling Network.
Yo, this is the Lucha Thug, the one-man Lucha gang, El Rey Gordo himself, the King Fat Boy Papo Esco, and y'all rocking with the Urban Wrestling Network.
This is Shane Taylor, CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions, and you are listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandara, a.k.a. the Coquito Papi. I'm live in effect with none other than BVTV. BVTV, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I just got done watching wrestling, so it's always a good time.
Absolutely, and I'm rocking pink for the ladies because we're about to talk the Japanese side of the bracket for the AEW Women's Tournament, which we just finished watching the show literally a few minutes ago. What I will say, and we're obviously going to cover everything, is I didn't know what my expectations of this was going to be, and I'm so glad I watched this because I really, really enjoyed it. A lot of great matches. So take over the reins because you wanted to do this, and because you want to do it, you got to host it.
Yeah, that sounds fair. So kicking off the Japan side of the women's eliminator tournament, we had Mai Saruga taking on Yuka Sakazaki. This match was pretty good, but that's all I'm gonna say for right now. Chef, how'd you feel about it?
Which is the one that I like, and I don't want it because I don't remember their names. I'm gonna chop it up. I like the girl who lost. Who was the loser?
Both the first two were the losers. I think you're talking about Venny, who slapped Sakura.
No. That's the second fight. The first fight, I like the loser too.
Mai Saruga, yeah.
Okay.
The 2.5 year veteran.
That girl, I was like, I don't know what to expect from her. She looked cool. The girl with the baggy pants was unfreaking real. And I'm gonna tell you that now. You want to talk clean? Storytelling looked bad because she was doing her heel things too. This was the complete total package, and this is from somebody I've never seen before. So I enjoyed the whole thing. This was hard hitting. I'm going to tell you that now. These ladies was putting on a clinic, a lot of crazy moves. What was that move? And I know you said you want to call it like a scissor what?
Yeah, it looked like a head scissor because she was choking her basically throat with her legs and had it in like a scissor formation, and then she was on the top of the apron, right, top rope, right, and then she fell backwards. So her opponent Saruga was just sitting there levitating off the ground, being choked as Sakazaki sitting there like, hey, how you doing? Upside down. That was nuts.
The closest thing I could think of was when Gail Kim goes to the turnbuckle and does that tarantula, whatever it's called. And that, what I thought was badass, can't hold the candle to what I seen today. This was gangsta on another level. I really, really loved this first match. This was definitely if you don't pay attention, you're missing something. And somebody like me would have missed something because I would have normally been like, I'll just watch the American side, not because I hate the Japan side, because I'm sitting here telling you I enjoyed it. I just wouldn't, there's just way too much wrestling to watch. And I did watch it, and I will watch next week as well because they got me invested. So kudos to all the women in this, but I like the loser of this match, even though the winner I agree with.
Yeah, this was a tough one. This was such a crisp, clean match. I was kind of blown away by it because I didn't necessarily also have expectations. I thought it was going to be pretty good. Japanese wrestling, I think in general, is pretty solid. So I was expecting hard hitting. I was expecting good storytelling. But this match just really seemed to kind of set the tone for the night, and everything that preceded it was even better. So it literally just fell perfectly into place, and it was a great opener. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is with pro wrestling companies lately, but their opening matches have been like eye opening.
You said that last week. You said that last week that you enjoyed all the openers, and so far Monday we have another one that was great. And we don't watch we don't watch WWE, so we don't know what they're doing.
They don't have openers. They have promo openers. There's a difference.
That's true. But so far the week has started. They set the tone for once again. You know what I mean? Like, so you know what? we have your little star thing. What would you give this?
A solid A-.
Okay, but how many Bill Vink blings does this get? I told you I don't want to hear that. How many Bill Vink blings?
4.5.
4.5. Woo! Okay.
The max is 5. The max is 5. It's 4.5.
Okay.
It's up there.
That's a claim right there. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. No, I gotta sit there and just like be in awe about it. But the next match I think was even better, slightly better, because that was another hard hitting match. Veni versus Emi Sakura. Now I have never seen any work from Veni. I didn't know who she was going into this. Of course, I knew who Emi Sakura was. I've seen her work before, not only in AEW but across the country. So across the world. So I knew what to expect from her. This match was pretty solid, but Chef, what was your take on it?
You know what? When you said about all the girls that the other girl trained, what's her name? Not Benny.
Emi Sakura. Okay,
that girl. I'm just gonna call her Emmy because I'm gonna keep forgetting her last name, and I don't want to butcher it and put no respect on her name. But when you went down the list of everybody she trained and how established she is, and she's a legend, I was like, man, this girl right here is about to get mollywopped. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, she got no chance. Game's over. This is gonna be the quick match. This is gonna be we'll keep it around 8 o'clock because we're gonna run through this one right here. Halfway through the match, I am now officially the #1 fan of the Veni fan club because I am sold. That girl is the truth. I hope we get her more on AEW. The resiliency, her moveset, her aerial, her power game, her in-ring awareness. I mean, you have this girl in the ring with one of the greatest. Well, would you say she's one of the greatest female Japanese wrestlers of all time?
Yes.
So you have one of the greatest of all time, and this girl did not look anything short of a phenomenal wrestler. So all I'm going to say, and I'll let you go into it because I know you're a little more excited because I'm new to all of this. I'm not a New Japan fan. I'm not a N.W.A fan. But I'm going to tell you now, Tommy the Ref, I had him write down that name because I was like, yo, there was a spot in the match where he slow counted that 3, and then he should have won this one. But Tommy the Ref blew it. He blew it. And then, you know what? I'm going to give your girl Emmy some love. Her and Tommy the Ref were talking to Benny, and Benny just kind of like slapped on her mouth like, nah, man, y'all jerked me. I'm going to slap the taste out your mouth, but I ain't going to lie. Emmy looked over like, chick, if I ever see you in the street, it's on and popping. Like,
nuts. She looked crazy. Nah, this match was, it's funny. The Orihara moonsault off the top rope from Veni to Emi Sakura was nuts. That was false. It wasn't like a little, oh, you're like 5 feet from her. That was a good, about 15 meters from her, so she flew for that one.
Yeah, she flew. The submissions that they kept locking each other in were all flawless.
They were, and I loved what I thought was a botch. Really wasn't. It was actually a spot that was supposed to happen. Was when she went for the roll-up that she typically goes for to win a lot of her matches, and Veni did a great job. I think she placed her knee backward, so it caused her to fall on top of her instead of rolling over her for the pin. And she almost pinned Sakura. I thought she won the match there. I thought that was great.
That was a reversal on it. That was nice.
Yeah, there was just a lot of oh my gosh, this was probably the best match on the show.
That was match of the night.
Yeah, and that was the second match. Remember, folks, this is a free show. A free 1 hour.
Wait. Is this the first ever Bill Vink 5 blings?
No.
Oh, you're a hater.
No. That happens
you're
once a year.
Hater.
I'm not going to be able to be like the other guy who has like hundreds of them. As much as I was impressed, I was not jaw dropped.
Everything was perfect.
The reason why I say that is because I knew, and I knew what to expect from Emi Sakura. That was what I expect from.
Benny stepped her shit up.
She did.
Well, I don't know if she stepped it up, but she just looked like the shit.
You know, it's funny because Benny's actually trained by one of the more known Lucha Libre stars in Japan, who kind of really I can't remember her name, but her father really brought that over to the Japanese style and meshed it really well. That's why you see guys like Naito and stuff kind of incorporate the Mexican lucha libre thing over in Japan, and it works
Well,
really
you know what?
phenomenally well.
I'm a Venny fan, so let you know what? I want you to give Venny her props because she did the damn
I have.
dance. What's your
Again,
rating? What's your Bill Vink Bling rating?
4 3/4.
Man, go next, man. You a hater.
How am I hating? I've said more praise than you
What's
have.
next?
Anyway, Maki Ito, the pop star, versus Ryo Mizunami. Hopefully I said that
So
correctly.
you said her name is Rio?
Yeah, Ryo Mizunami.
Okay, Rio M, because we have a Riho and I don't want to confuse nobody. So Rio M. Originally, I was going for the pop star / actress / wrestler until Rio M came in and she had the iced out piece. You know, her jacket was a little off for me. You know, as a fashion sense, I wasn't feeling that little white fur joint she had over there. I thought it made the jacket look a little off, but she looked real hip hoppy. So I instantly was like, gotta go into my hip hop bag. So I'm going for this girl. But another really good technical match. I don't think this was as good as the first two. I enjoyed this, but the clear winner is Rio M. Rio M just looked better, and it's not taking nothing away, but to me this was like you seen the difference of class in this one, and I felt like the winner was definitely the right winner. The other two matches, either or could have won, and you'd be happy with it. This one, it could only be one winner, and Rio M was the one that should have won it.
Yeah, this match was a very good technical wrestling match. Had a lot of funny spots in it. It was pretty good. I think the Koheshi, Koheshi is that when Maki Ito launches her head into your abdominal, either from off the top rope or she runs and just like all her weight just comes straight from her head and just bops you. I thought that move was kind of funny, and I'm glad. This is my first time seeing Maki Ito. I've always got to look at my paper here to make sure I'm saying it right, because I don't want to butcher it. But no, this match was pretty solid. I think the finish was pretty impressive because Ryo Mizunami sat there in what was a modified Anaconda Vice, well, using her own weight on the ground, by the way, to launch her and keep rolling around with her to constantly apply more pressure. Because when you launch somebody, your forearm, your arm here is just clasping on. And so it just gradually creates more pressure, and it forced her to tap out of that to like the fourth or fifth roll. I'm surprised she lasted long, truthfully. But yeah, it was a very convincing win for Ryo Mizunami. Anyway,
Absolutely.
my bling rating for this, I'd say 3.5.
Okay, that's fair.
So we're going to the main event, Ashikong versus Rin Karukora. Your thoughts?
I knew who was going to win from Jump Street. We both were like, all right, Ashikong is winning this match. I thought this match was going to be a complete squash. I did. I was like, this girl's going to put up no offense. Ashikong's just going to do what Ashikong does and roll through her because I actually know who Ashikong is. Surprise. But, no, I mean, listen, the girl put up some offense. She had some aerial, to her arsenal. She took Ashikong off her feet a few times. She had one spot where it looked like she might have her for a nice, almost a good 2 count. A solid 2 count where you're like, oh, okay, it was enough time. But honestly, I thought this was the least interesting match of the night for me. I think because the first 2 were so good you weren't topping them. The third one was good, not as good as the first 2, and this wasn't as good as the third one neither. I think that Ashikong is tough. I know Ashikong is a legend. Does she look fast in the ring? Absolutely not. It's all power game and stuff like that. I get that. And, at this point, I hope Ashikong gets knocked out in the next round because I don't want to see a slow-paced match because of Ashikong. And there's no disrespect. She's a legend. Ashikong is a legend. But at this point, she can't keep up with these girls. And I want to be entertained, and she slowed down so much. It did take a little away from me with this match.
All right. Yeah, I was still impressed with her diving elbow drop off the top rope. I was like,
That was
oh,
nuts. That was nuts.
and
That's game
and
over for a little girl.
and it's funny because Ashikong got dumped on her back hard by Brit because it was kind of like a power bomb. Not really. It was kind of like just trying to shove her off, and Ashikong just falling with grace on that one. Just boom. There was a couple times Ashikong took a lot of bad bumps in that one.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a decent match, but if you would have had that girl versus anybody else, that match would have been so much better.
And for those of you, I know Rin Karukora walked out with the championship. I couldn't get a good look to see what title, what company it was from. But Ashikong, and I think that's good exposure for whichever company that was, because she walked in with the title, so it's good exposure for her. And I think it's also really good that you got to see someone. Like I said, a lot of these wrestlers were less than 6 years of experience.
That's nuts.
Walking into this,
That's nuts.
Yeah, Mai Saruga was 2.5, and she looked like she was an 8-year veteran.
She did. She looked freaking amazing.
Venny, who I think was less than 6 years, like a 5-year veteran, looked like she was a 10-year. Like there was a lot of times in this whole show that these younger wrestlers with little experience looked great.
You know what I enjoyed about this was that it was straight wrestling. We got an hour plus, because it went a few minutes over 8. An hour plus of straight wrestling. It went from match to match to match to match. And I really enjoyed the no over-the-top promo stuff. This was a breath of fresh air to just get old school wrestling. Just straight wrestling. And I really enjoyed this. Can't wait for next week. What we can say, because obviously this is the first round, and we're talking the first round. We also have on the American side, we know Thunder Rosa advanced as well. And what do you think about Thunder Rosa going through round 1?
We talked about this.
We haven't talked about it here, and this is what we're doing with this tournament. Me and you are covering this tournament. So if they missed the show, here we go.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa versus Leila Hirsch last week was pretty good, pretty solid. I liked it. I think that was the best way to start off the tournament because it was hard hitting. It was back and forth. Leila Hirsch in general was pulling out submissions and arm bars from moves that were like power bombs. Like, how are you able to turn your body like this and have as much grapple awareness? That's what we call grappling awareness and wrestling awareness to be able to put these Muay Thai submissions, jiu-jitsu submissions effectively. And almost winning this match against Thunder Rosa. It was very, very well.
Well,
and
I would not say she almost won that match versus Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa had her foot on the gas the whole time, and it was never in question if Thunder Rosa was going to lose that match. Are you kidding me right now?
Anyway, like I was saying before I was interrupted, Thunder Rosa showed off her power as well. There's a lot of just, I think, epic spots that made both wrestlers. Well, Thunder Rosa already started. We already know that, but it put Leila Hirsch on a different level. And it really showcased her in-ring abilities, which I really liked. And anyone who likes technical wrestling, Leila Hirsch is your girl. Solid match, solid 4 blings.
You know what? I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
So
no, we did not. We did not. Since we know the semifinals for the Japan side, right? We have Emi Sakura versus Yuka Sakazaki. Who would you like to see win from that match?
Who's the girl with the baggy pants?
Sakazaki.
I want her to win.
All right. And then we have Ryo Mizunomi versus Ashikong. These two are big-time veterans. They both wrestled each other around 2004. So they actually know each other quite well.
Well, hopefully Ashikong puts on a better match, and I still want the other girl to advance, the blinged-out girl.
That's Ryo fair, right? All right, go right ahead.
So we're all good? I could do our little goodbyes and everything. For myself, BVTV, Eva Lonce is not here. She's dealing with the snowstorm. So from that is www.urbanwrestlingnetwork.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Deuces.